The internet never forgets. One bad highlight, one awkward shooting form, one funny facial expression caught at the wrong angle, and suddenly an NBA player becomes a meme. Twitter runs with it. YouTube compilations multiply. And before long, that player is not known for their skill, they're known for the joke. But here's what makes the NBA different from social media. The court does not care about memes, and sometimes the very players fans laughed at end up forcing everyone to take them seriously. This is the story of NBA meme players who actually became good, players who went from punchlines to legitimate contributors, and in some cases stars. Let's start with someone who might be the face of this entire concept. For years, JaVale McGee was synonymous with bloopers. Shakteen a Fool segments made him a recurring guest star. Missed dunks, defensive lapses, running the wrong way, social media treated him like a walking comedy sketch. And early in his career, there were legitimate reasons for criticism. McGee had elite athleticism, but struggled with awareness and discipline. He bounced between teams, and many fans assumed he would remain a raw, low IQ big man. Then something changed. When he joined the Golden State Warriors in 2016, his role simplified. He was not asked to create offense. He was not asked to anchor a defense alone. He was asked to run the floor, protect the rim, and finish lobs. And suddenly, the chaos turned into efficiency. McGee became a valuable rotation big on a championship team. He won multiple NBA titles. The same player who was once reduced to internet jokes was now contributing in the NBA Finals. Let that sink in. He did not transform into a superstar. He did not silence every critic. But he evolved. He carved out a defined role. He proved that memes do not define careers. And if we're talking about players the internet loved to laugh at, we cannot ignore Julius Randle. Early in his career with the Los Angeles Lakers, Randle's game looked wild. Spinning into double teams, out-of-control drives, questionable shot selection. Fans joked that he played like he was holding turbo on a video game controller. Then came his time with the New York Knicks. The 2020-21 season changed everything. Randle averaged over 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. He became an all-star. He won Most Improved Player. The Knicks, who had been stuck in mediocrity for years, surged into the playoffs behind him. The same player who had been mocked for spinning into traffic was suddenly orchestrating offense from the elbow, hitting step-back threes and carrying Madison Square Garden. Now pause for a moment. How quickly does perception change when production follows? Randle did not change his personality. He refined his skill. He improved his decision-making. He committed to conditioning and shooting development. And the jokes faded, replaced by respect. Another perfect example is Lonzo Ball. From the moment he entered the league with the Lakers, Lonzo was under a microscope. His shooting form was unconventional. His father's bold predictions amplified scrutiny. Every missed jumper became viral content. Air balls turned into memes. Brick compilations circulated weekly. But quietly, Lonzo went to work. After being traded to the New Orleans Pelicans, he reconstructed his shooting mechanics. He increased his three-point percentage dramatically. He became one of the league's better transition playmakers and perimeter defenders. By the time he joined the Chicago Bulls, he was not a meme anymore. He was a winning guard who elevated team defense and spacing. Injuries unfortunately disrupted his momentum, but the narrative had already shifted. The punchline had become a legitimate starter on a competitive roster. Then there's Nikola Jokić. Yes, now he's a multi-time MVP. But rewind to his early Denver days. A second-round pick, slow-footed, unathletic-looking, drafted during a Taco Bell commercial. Social media initially treated him like a curiosity. Clips of his awkward movements became lighthearted jokes. But basketball intelligence does not trend on TikTok as quickly as bloopers do. Jokic's passing vision, footwork, and touch around the rim gradually dismantled the skepticism. By the time he won MVP with the Denver Nuggets, the laughter had transformed into disbelief. The slow Serbian center meme turned into one of the most skilled offensive hubs the NBA has ever seen. And here's the thing. Sometimes the meme is not about mistakes. Sometimes it's about being underestimated. Take Jimmy Butler early in his Chicago career. He was not heavily hyped coming out of college. He was drafted 30th overall by the Chicago Bulls. Early on, he was viewed as a defensive specialist at best. He was not a meme in the blooper sense, but he was overlooked, doubted, treated like a limited role player. Then he developed into a star, multiple All-Star appearances, deep playoff runs, and eventually leading the Miami Heat to NBA Finals appearances. Perception is fragile in this league. Another fascinating case is Jordan Clarkson. Clarkson was often labeled as an empty-calorie scorer during his time with the Lakers and later the Cleveland Cavaliers. He was known for streaky shooting and questionable shot selection. Social media clips emphasized heat check bricks and tunnel vision possessions. Then he landed with the Utah Jazz. In Utah, his microwave scoring became weaponized properly. Instead of forcing star-level usage, he embraced the sixth-man role. In 2021, he won Sixth Man of the Year. The same streakiness that once drew criticism became controlled chaos off the bench. Context changed everything. Let me ask you something. How many players are memes because they're miscast? Wrong role, wrong expectations, wrong system. Basketball development is not linear, and the NBA is unforgiving when young players struggle publicly. Andrew Wiggins is another perfect case. Early in his career with the Minnesota Timberwolves, Wiggins was labeled inefficient and disengaged. Maple Jordan jokes flooded social media. Critics questioned his motor and consistency. Then, he was traded to the Warriors. In Golden State, Wiggins was not asked to be a franchise savior. He was asked to defend, cut, and score efficiently within structure. In 2002, he became an all-star starter and played a crucial role in the Warriors' championship run. His defense on elite scorers during the playoffs earned widespread praise. Same player, different environment, different narrative. And sometimes, the meme comes from one catastrophic moment. Nick Young, famously known as Swaggy P, became an internet legend after prematurely celebrating a three-point shot that rimmed out. The clip exploded online. It became one of the most replayed bloopers in NBA culture. But Young carved out a lengthy NBA career as a floor-spacing scorer. He even won a championship with the Warriors in 2018. The meme never disappeared, but it did not erase his legitimate contributions. Here's what ties all these stories together. Memes freeze players in one moment. Basketball careers evolve over years. Fans consume highlights. Front offices evaluate growth curves. Coaches study development. And sometimes, the internet lags behind reality. Consider Brook Lopez. Early in his career with the Brooklyn Nets, Lopez was seen as a traditional post scorer in a league shifting toward pace and space. Defensive concerns and injuries fueled skepticism. Then he reinvented himself. By the time he joined the Milwaukee Bucks, Lopez had transformed into a floor-spacing, rim-protecting center. He became a Defensive Player of the Year candidate and key contributor to Milwaukee's 22-1 championship. Reinvention is the ultimate meme killer. And maybe that's the deeper lesson here. The NBA is full of young players entering at 19 or 20 years old. They're figuring out adulthood under national spotlight. Every mistake is clipped, every flaw magnified. But development is not static. Players refine footwork, adjust shooting mechanics, improve strength, study film, adapt to roles. And sometimes, the player fans laughed at age 21 looks completely different at 26. The internet loves instant judgment. The NBA rewards long-term growth. There will always be new meme players, a missed dunk here, an awkward interview there. Social media will amplify it instantly. But history shows something important. Some of those memes will turn into champions, some will become all-stars. Some will outlast the jokes entirely. Because in the end, the court is the ultimate filter. Not Twitter, not highlight pages, not comment sections. Production erases punchlines, and the players who survive that early ridicule often emerge with something powerful: resilience. The next time you see a young player trending for the wrong reasons, remember this: development does not trend, improvement is not always viral, but growth is real. And sometimes, the meme becomes the moment that fuels the comeback. In the NBA, reputations can change faster than a fast break. All it takes is one breakout season, one defined role, one championship run, and suddenly, the joke is not funny anymore. It's history.